We have some difficult news. There were two Israeli diplomats, two Israeli embassy staffers at the embassy in Washington, D.C. in the United States that were shot by a far-right, leftist political activist. Let me just say this before all the anti-Israel crowd starts and say that he had mental illness. This was not driven because of mental illness. It was driven because of pure anti-Semitism. They were shot dead, Yaron Lishinsky and Sarah Milgam. It's truly heartbreaking. A young couple, Yaron, an Israeli who worked at the embassy in Washington, D.C., he actually planned to propose to Sarah next week. The U.S. ambassador, the Israeli ambassador to the United States, he said that Yaron already bought the ring and he planned to propose to her in Jerusalem. They were a young couple. The whole lives were ahead of them, but they were cut short. They went to an event at the Jewish Museum in D.C. and they were shot by this evil man. Also, when he was captured, he was screaming, "Free Palestine." And also, this is really showing us, all of us, what the Free Palestine movement is all about. It's about hate, about murder. The Free Palestine movement just murdered two Jewish people. They were driven by hate. This is not just a random act of violence. This is anti-Semitic terror. And let me tell you this, anti-Semitism is not just a Jewish problem. It's a humanity problem. It's the world's biggest problem right now. Because they start with the Jewish people, but they're not going to end with the Jewish people. So this is a serious situation that we're dealing with right now. We're not just fighting a front, a physical front in Gaza and against the Houthis and against Iran. This is a war that is being waged against the Jewish people on European soil, on American soil, and we have to fight this together. So if you're watching this, you have Jewish friends, Jewish neighbors, I ask you to show love to them. We are under attack. Jewish people don't feel safe. And this is really insane that they were shot and killed in Washington, D.C., in the United States of America. So it's truly heartbreaking that, again, there is a family that they're not going to see their son anymore. There is a family that's not going to see their daughter anymore. So it's truly heartbreaking. The whole nation of Israel is in shock. And I'll just read and say that the Israeli ambassador to the United States, he said that Yaron was a diplomat warrior. He was like a warrior on the front lines of diplomacy, and it's really heartbreaking that his life was cut short in a moment. But what's crazy to me is that the whole Free Palestine movement that's chanting for liberation, that's all about progressive and about freedom, they're fueling this hatred, this anti-Semitic hatred against the Jewish people. They are not about freedom. They are about blind hate. They don't want to have peace with the Jewish people. They want to have peace without the Jews. They have the same Nazi radical ideology that targeted the Jewish people during World War II. They don't want any peace with Jews. The whole Free Palestine movement is about kicking the Jews from their ancestral homeland, Israel. So they use Israel as an excuse to continue and fuel hatred against my people. So I ask you to also share this video. I'm right now in Norway on a speaking tour, and I'm here to tell people the truth about Israel, the truth about the Jewish people, and to call on people to take a bold stand for Israel, because we're fighting this battle, but this is not just a battle of Israel. They start with the Jewish people, but they're not going to end with the Jewish people. So we have to stand against this together. And now shifting to the war in Gaza. As I mentioned in a previous report, Israel right now has 5 divisions. A lot of troops, massive forces right now operating in Gaza with the sole goal of bringing our hostages back home and as well as destroying Hamas, taking their capabilities, because no country would want to continue living, ending a war while you have a radical murderous terrorist organization that does not want peace with you, but would want to see the end of your nation. So right now we are having this campaign in Gaza, and Israel. Just think about how crazy this is. There are up to 20 living hostages in Gaza, and also 38 dead hostages. Hamas even holds dead people as hostages. They don't release them. They don't even let the dead rest in peace. So Prime Minister Netanyahu also said that that, you know, in answer to all the people that demand Israel to stop the war and to have ceasefire, we are willing to stop the war, but Hamas needs to free our hostages. Hamas needs to disarm themselves and leave Gaza, because this is something that we cannot tolerate. Just try to imagine if you live next to a terror organization like Hamas that seeks to destroy you, and after invading you, they are saying, we will do this again and again and again if we had the chance to. So Israel right now is taking control of Gaza. Prime Minister Netanyahu said that with the end of this current operation, Gideon's Chariots, Israel will take control over the Gaza Strip, complete control over the Gaza Strip, and open the doors for Palestinians to leave Gaza. And this is dramatic news, because this is coming from the Prime Minister of Israel that wants to implement President Trump's plan to basically allow Palestinians that want to leave Gaza to leave Gaza. Because I've been always saying this: if you call Gaza the largest open-air prison on planet Earth, why are you not wanting to open the door for them to leave Gaza if their lives are so horrible and miserable there under the control of Hamas? So this is actually dramatic news that the Prime Minister of Israel said that with the end of this campaign, whether the world supports us or not, this is something that we are going to do and regain control over the Gaza Strip. And you know, Israel is winning this war, and that is why the world is angry. Because the world is fine with Israel being the victim, the world is fine with us being under attack, but as soon as we stand up for ourselves, that's when the support ends. So quite frankly, we are not okay with this, and we are going to stand our ground and do whatever we need to do in order to secure our future in our ancestral homeland of Israel. So this is what's happening right now, because we can't leave the hostages behind. We can't trust Hamas. This is something that we have to fight for. And I also have to say that the Palestinian people, they are not the enemy. We are not fighting Palestinian people. Israel is fighting Hamas. Israel does not target civilians. Israel is targeting Hamas terrorists that, by the way, use their own people as human shields. They don't care about the Palestinian people. Israel cares for the Palestinians more than Hamas do. That's why Israel resumed humanitarian aid, the flow of aid into the Gaza Strip. Now, there was a problem with the previous humanitarian aid, because Hamas would steal the aid. So now Israel built a plan together with the Americans in order to distribute the aid in a way that will not fall into the hands of Hamas. I hope it works, but it really shows that Israel does not want Palestinians to have any problems. Israel wants them to have exactly what they need. So this is something that keep in your minds. Thank you so much for watching, and shalom to all of you from beautiful